Hello, hello. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Sandra, I see you. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Sorry for sorry for being late. So sorry for being late. Hello, 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 hello. Can I just know who can hear me? Can you hear me? Hello. Who can hear me? Who can hear me? So that we start. Hello, 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 hello. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, can you just confirm in the chat that you can hear me? That's all I need to know before we begin. Already late. I'm really sorry for starting late. I just need to know that I'm audible. Great. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Nelly Bell. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's good. That's great. That's great. Where's everybody? Where is everybody? I'm giving 1 more minute and then we launch. 1 more minute. Really sorry again for coming and starting late. I'm really trying my best. But I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. Is there anybody that needs to be here that you just have to message? Send a message and say, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Come on. Where have you been? We are about to begin. Hello, 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 hello. What's the time? I'm giving it 1 minute and then we launch. 1 minute. Giving it 1 minute and then we run. We run, 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 run. Is there anybody who should be here? Just message them and say, hop on, hop on, hop on, hop on, hop on. I don't want the start of this live to be long so that those who are watching it later will not have to watch so many minutes of me saying nothing before they finally get to the good stuff. So if you're in the chat, please just tell me who you are. Just tell me hello with your name so that I know who is here, who is here, who is here. Can you just drop something in the chat telling me who you are? I can see that some people, a few more people have joined us. Just tell me your name. Just tell me who you are. Just tell me who you are. Again, if you have your friend who's supposed to be here, message them and say, where are you? The live has started. The live has started. Can I know who is in the chat? Just send a message, please. Just tell me what your name is. Just so I know that you're following. Just chat. Just put in the chat your name. Okay? Just put in the chat your name. Hey. Can you just put your name in the chat so I know who is here? Can you just put your name in the chat so I know who is here? I don't know if it's me, but I can't see anything in the chat. Is it me? I can't see anybody's name in the chat, but I'm seeing that there are 18 people on. I'm seeing that there are 18 people on. Just put your name in the chat so that I know, all right? So that I know who I'm speaking with. I don't know if it's something that's wrong with the chat. I don't know if it's me, but I'm not seeing. Is it me? Maybe it's me. I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe it's me. I don't want to be sure. Or is it like a network issue? Because hi Kelly, I'm happy to see you. Hey guys, this needs to be an interactive session, so just drop your name in the chat, all right? Drop your name in the chat so that I know who I'm speaking with, okay? Just so that I know that we are following and that we are on. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you for responding. Say hello, Viet. I see Chu. I'm really sorry. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name. Oh, so my name is So. Okay. Hi, Ima. Hey. You have a friend who's supposed to be here. Message them. If you're in the WhatsApp group, go onto the WhatsApp group and say, hey, the live has started. I'm checking in the WhatsApp group. I want to see those of you in the secure WhatsApp group, okay? Go to the WhatsApp group and say, hey, the live has started. Where are you? Where are you? Because I don't want anybody to miss this and I don't want to be speaking to myself. Okay, let me just say it. I don't want to speak to myself. Hey Nelly. Hey Nelly. Just go into the WhatsApp group and say, hey, where are you? Where are you? Send the link again and say, where are you? Okay. Where are you? We started a bit late, so we need to rush up. Yeah, I'm seeing. Okay, yeah, say it in the group. Say in the group. I'm seeing the people that are paying attention. I'm seeing the people that are paying attention. If you're in the WhatsApp group, I'm checking your messages. Okay, thank you. Hey, Viet, thank you. Viet is following up. Yes, Viet is following. I'm seeing the people who are following up. When I'll be giving my gifts and my discounts and my prizes to people, nobody should complain. Nobody, nobody should complain because I'm noting names. I don't know. I'll be giving prizes. Nobody should say that I do not know. I do not know. I did have one person on my list on my last session on the WhatsApp group whom I'm owing a prize. Okay, so if you're not responding, and when prices are going out, don't say you do not know. All right, guys, we are 15 minutes into time and we're going to begin this live. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. The title of this live is why mental health is dead in Africa. Okay, this is going to be an interactive session. Hey Megan, this is going to be an interactive session, so I'm really expecting to get back from you. Hey Elizabeth, hey Flamma. I hope I'm saying that right. Hey, I'm really glad to see you. It's going to be an interactive session, so I really need to get back. I need to get your feedback. I need to hear from you. I need to feel that you are here, okay? I need to feel that you are here. Good one. I'm seeing people responding in the WhatsApp group. Please, 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 if you can put it on your status, you can just remind people that hey, the live has started. The live has started. I don't want anybody left behind. The live has started. Where are you? So this live session is one of those happy sessions. Hi, Elizabeth. Thank you. I see you're responding. Yeah, I've seen you. Thank you. This is one of those. This is not one of those happy. I know that I'm in the happy mood, kind of. Even though it has been a long day, I can literally see my eyes. I'm tired. It has been a really long day for me. But this is one of those sessions where we come to celebrate. This is actually a session where we have come to mourn. Yes, I've come to mourn what was supposed to be that has not been. We have come to mourn all that we have been deprived of when it comes to mental health. When it comes to mental health. So mental health in Africa is not dead because people don't have knowledge. Honestly, mental health is dead because people are not given the permission. People are not given the permission to feel. People are not given the permission to experience. If you grow up in a typical African home, you know exactly what happens. Say you're crying about something or you have an issue, just the idea of having to discuss it with somebody, just the idea of saying that hey, maybe there's an emotional issue, it doesn't even come up. It is hard to conceive. I don't know if you guys can drop in the comments some of those statements that you can be told. You can be told in a typical African home. There is such a lack of awareness. There is such a lack of awareness. But no, let's bring it to biblical context. Man is body, spirit, and soul, right? Man is body, spirit, and soul. And when you talk about the body, we talk a lot about the physical. When you're sick, you go to the hospital. When you're sick, you don't tell it. When somebody comes up to you and say, I'm having a headache, you don't tell the person, oh no, you're just imagining that, or oh no, it's going to pass. Or, oh no, you don't dismiss the person's experience. Now, mental health deals in the realm of the soul. It deals in the realm of the mind. Why is it that when it comes to mental health, when somebody says I have this issue, when somebody says this is what is happening, we quickly dismiss it? It's like, oh, you're being dramatic, oh, you're imagining it, oh, yeah. So that we associate mental issues with the Western world. Oh, those is whites that have time for those kinds of things. It's whites. It's whites who have time for those kind of things. Excuse me. In fact, excuse you. Excuse you. Since when did attacks on the mind become a matter of race? Since when did attacks on the mind become a matter of race? Who did this to us? Who did this to us? And what we don't realize is that those issues, see, there is when a child is born, okay, there are pathways that are formed in the brain. Okay, first 3 and the first 7 years are the most important. The child is learning. I don't know if you've ever heard somebody talk about how a child learns when the child is young. The child can literally learn any language. That's the best time to teach a child a language. Is the best time to teach a child anything that you want, because when the child is just born, the brain, we can measure the activity in the brain. It's through the roof. Activity, neurons are constantly connecting, pathways are constantly firing, because the child is absorbing everything in their environment. A child is absorbing everything in their environment. And then have you ever seen the image of a brain? Maybe even the picture. Those folds, the folds in the brain. That's how when a child learns something, it manifests itself through one of those twists, one of those folds in the brain, right? That's a mark of that connections have been made. It's a mark of learning. And we when we are so when we lack so much self-awareness when it comes to mental health, and we are forming patterns and learning things, learning lies, when it now shows up in an adult's life, we start wondering that why do I struggle with relationships? Why do I feel like there's something wrong with me, but I don't really have the words for it? Why do I struggle with showing up? Why do I struggle with perfectionism? Why do I struggle with vocalizing what I need? I struggle with anger? Why do I struggle? Why do I constantly hurt people, even when I don't want to hurt people? It is because you have learned something. There is something that you have learned that is now dictating your life, even as you are old, and you don't even realize it. Many of us are living out scripts of what we learned in our childhood. Many of us are living out the script of what was implanted in us in our childhood. Growing up, you learn that if you have an emotion, that is not the acceptable emotion. Sometimes the emotion is even anger. Anger in itself is not bad. Anger is not a bad emotion. Who told us that anger is a bad emotion? Anger is not a bad emotion. Anger is an emotion. God created us with emotions. You have the emotion of happiness, the emotion of joy, the emotion of anger. Anger is a neutral. It is neutral. It is simply an emotion. The people that are the greatest advocates, it's not that sometimes it's anger that fuels their actions, because they see something that is wrong, and anger rises up in them, and they take action, they do the right thing. So the problem is not the emotion. Emotions are in themselves neutral. The problem is not the emotion. The problem is what we do with the emotion. And we're going to learn about that. Insecure, we're not talking about you letting your life be controlled by emotions. That's not the topic. That's not the issue. It's not about letting your life be controlled by emotions. No. It's allowing yourself to first feel that emotion. It is allowing yourself to first experience it. So you might grow up in a home where there are acceptable emotions and there are unacceptable emotions. The emotion of anger is not acceptable. If you are frustrated about something, you're quickly shut down. What are you angry about? I will give you a reason to cry. Try and cry. I'll give you a reason to cry. You have to claim that you want to claim that you want to cry. I've not even done anything. You are making as if you want to cry. Say, Pim, I'll give you a real reason to cry. Is that familiar? Is that familiar in a typical African home? You know what I'm talking about. So you learn up feeling like there are parts of yourself that are unacceptable. You're not allowed to feel frustration. You're not allowed to feel sadness. Or if you go and tell your parents that, oh, I'm feeling sad, whereas I provided this for you, I am sending you to school, I am suffering like this, I am doing all this for you, and you want to come and tell me what are you sad about? I will give you a reason to be sad. So you learn that emotions are classified as good and bad. So you learn that there are some that are unacceptable. It is a learning. It's not conscious. The parents are not coming and giving you a lecture. Your parents are not coming and giving you a lecture. You are learning through their actions. You are unconsciously, and as a child, you pick it up quickly. The brains of children, you pick it up so quickly. through action, not through words. Or it's not as if I've come and sat you down and said, this is how you'll be doing it. Their actions are imprinting something on you, the action of your surrounding. As I said in the group, a child doesn't have an identity apart from their caregivers. When a child is born, a child cannot do anything. If you guys are following me, I want to see, don't say, just say hi or say, yeah, I'm seeing the hearts. Good job, thank you. Just so I know that you're following. A child doesn't have an identity apart from the caregiver. When the child is born, the child cannot do. Literally, if you deliver a child and leave the child in a room, that child will die. That child might not survive even up to a day if that child is left on their own. That is how dependent a child is on the caregiver. And it's not only in the physical realm, even in the mental realm. A child cannot form an identity apart from the caregiver. A child doesn't have a sense of self yet. So whatever they absorb from the environment is what they believe. Whatever they absorb from the environment is what they believe. If a child wants to express themselves and you shut them down, the child doesn't have the sense of self to say, no, this is not about me. The child internalizes it and says, there must be something wrong with me. Because they are learning about the world from you. If you say that the world is a place where this is allowed and this is not allowed, that's what they believe. That's what they believe. So there are little, lies that Africa's culture, and again, Africa has beautiful culture, but no culture is infallible. There are little lies that we are taught because of the nature of the culture in which we have grown up in. There are lies that we believe because of the nature of the culture we have grown up in. And those things dictate your life later in the future. Those things dictate your life later in future. Mental health is dead in Africa because of a culture of shame. Because of a culture of shame. The shame to admit that everything is not all right. The shame to admit that you are struggling. The shame of admitting that everything is not perfect, especially if you grew up in a home of perfectionism. Where you grew up believing that love was conditional. If I behave this way, if I make a mistake, if I make a mistake though, you'll be whipped. Your mistake they'll whip the mistake out of your life and future generations. I will grow up with many of those things, thinking that they are normal. There are so many aspects of abuse, honestly. Spanking a child is not bad. Spanking a child is not wrong. I don't know if any of you have maybe been in that situation or seen others that the parents will beat that child. You see a small child, the way the parent, the way they will beat that child, you will be like, eh? Children make mistakes, or children don't make mistakes again. And you think that, but when you do like that to the child, what is the child learning? The child is learning that we deal with issues by violence. The child can take two routes. Either the child will take the route of, when you have an issue, you deal with it by being violent. That's how conflict is solved. You deal with it with violence. You never talk about it. We don't converse about issues. There is no concept of we can agree to disagree. Everybody has a perspective. It doesn't exist. If I disagree with you, I deal with it by conflict. Or the child can go the other extreme and say, me, I don't want any problems. So if I ever disagree with somebody, I cannot voice it. You are right. And the child grows up as one who never has an opinion, who never has a contribution to make. They have ideas welling up within them, but they will never speak up. They will never raise their hand because they have learned that the idea of conflict is dangerous. That the idea of conflict is dangerous. Mental health is dead in Africa because of a culture of over spiritualizing everything. In Africa, we're very religious and I love it. If you know me, you know that I love the Lord. I love Jesus. I am all about relationship with God. But you see this thing called religion and the way it is being weaponized. Somebody is struggling. Somebody is struggling. Instead of the church being a place where you can open up, where it's a safe place where you can speak about it, there are many settings where if you dare speak about it, you'll be called, it means like this one, she surely has a hidden sin in her life. She has a hidden, in fact, her relationship with God is not, she's not praying enough. So you come up with depression, you say you're depressed. She's not praying, she's not praying enough. No, she has not yet grown to that level of maturity. Because a Christian cannot be depressed. She's just not, her walk with God, that sister, we really need to pray for her. We really need to pray for her because I'm sure that there's a hidden sin in her life that is causing her to be talking about depression and anxiety. So it becomes a place of judgment where people are struggling but they cannot speak up. The church has again become a place of performance. Instead of me being who I am and finding a safe place, I come in and I still feel like I need to perform. I still need to be perfect. I still need to live up to expectations of other people. So we have people who are struggling and struggling and struggling, they cannot pick up, but they cannot speak up. Or say domestic violence, for example. The culture is that how you go and say that and again this is not let me be clear. I love the Lord and I love that. In fact, when you're insecure, you know that one of the core pillars of secure is relationship with God. And I find that it is the solution indeed when it's well understood, the solution to all these mental health issues. I'm currently in the United Kingdom and I work in a mental health ward. And you see the same people coming in and out again. They don't solve any problem. You come in into the psychiatric ward, they manage your situation for a while, you go out. But in our minds, more than in 2 months, time you'll come back. You will try alone, you will be discharged, but know that very soon you come back. Because here, while they understand the value of mental health, they do not understand the true solution to it. They do not understand how to really heal it from the deepest part, so they only manage it. So it should be an advantage for us as Africans that we know the Lord to be able to deal with it. But our own issue is that we now weaponize spirituality. We have weaponized our own spirituality. There on the other side, they don't even recognize the value of relationship with God. But us, we instead of understanding the value of relationship with God, we have gone into religion where it's performance, where it is trying to keep up appearances. At the core of it, there is nothing that a true relationship with God cannot solve in mental health. I'm telling you, if you're on the course, we'll get to that and you will understand what I'm talking about. But spirituality and religion should not negate mental health issues. Should not be weaponized against the concept of mental health. Should not be weaponized against healing. It should not. It should not. It should not. If you're with me, I want to just put an emoji in the group or something in the chat. Let me just know that we are together. Let me just know that we are together. Let me give you a few statistics. Do you know that I wrote them down here? Do you know that Africa has the highest suicide rates? Do you know that Africa has the highest suicide rate in the world? Statistics. Do you know that in Africa, if you sample random 10 women, 8 of them are going to tell you that they are struggling with their self-worth or with their mental health in one way or the other. 8 out of 10, a random sample, 8 out of 10 African women are going to tell you that they're struggling with their mental health. But if you sample 10 African households, mental issues will only be recognized in 2 homes out of 10. That means that people don't even recognize it as an issue. People don't even recognize it as an issue. It's not even an issue. People don't recognize it as an issue. In the typical African home, it is seen as a distraction. It is seen as witchcraft. They'll tell you that they'll cast that demon out of you. When somebody has malaria, do you go casting a demon out of the person? Do you cast the malaria out of the person? Or you used to cast malaria out of people. People used to cast kata. When you have kata, that you used to go to, they should cast it out. No, I want to hear the, I want to hear in the comment section. When people have kata, people used to go, they should cast kata out of you. Then why are we casting? Why are we associating everything with witchcraft in our own context? Definitely, there are issues that are spiritual. Don't even play with me. I know that there are many issues that you need deliverance. Okay. But those issues are those cases are not the majority of cases. I can assure you that the majority of cases recognize the majority of cases require treatment. The majority of cases are the solutions are right there if we would just develop a culture of no shame, a culture of talking about it, a culture of encouragement, a culture of recognizing that this is a thing. It just starts there. Let's just first recognize that this is an issue. In Nigeria alone, over 60 million people suffer from mental health issues, yet only 1 in 5 get help. In Cameroon, in Cameroon, do you know the number of psychiatrists that we have in Cameroon? In the whole of Cameroon, 27, how many million people now? Now 27 on our 80 million. We, we do have up to 15 psychiatrists for a population of 7 million people. I have somebody very close to me. Oh, sorry. I have somebody very close to me who is having, who is fighting a serious mental health struggle. I have somebody I love actually battling schizophrenia. And this person, God, this person was seeking out a mental health specialist in Cameroon, and then met one guy, met one guy who told him that he just has to start drinking. He advertised one yogurt. That he has to just be drinking this yogurt. That is the things that he's eating. He has to just be drinking this yogurt and be eating banana. And be eating banana. And will get better. And will get better. Another person that he went to was inviting him to their church program. And I don't even know what to say. Because some of these things are so ingrained in our culture that we don't recognize that it is off. It's just our culture. And that's why we're having webinars like this, so that we begin to realize, oh wait, now here in the UK, somebody even just jokes in passing that they are going to kill themselves. It's a major issue. Yeah, there are procedures that you have to report it so that the people reach out to them. If somebody just, the culture here that people are taught through the media, through everything, through at work, people are taught that you don't joke. You don't joke even with, you don't ignore even a person's joke of suicide. Even if me I'm speaking and I just joke, I'm speaking with one of these people in the UK and I just joke about killing myself. Before I know it, I'll be receiving calls in my phone. Like, oh, how are you? We just want to check in on you. We are from so health service. We just wanted to check in. We received a report that blah, blah, blah. We just want to check in on you and know how you're. Do you need any help? We like for us to come visit you to have a discussion, to have a conversation. I'm trying to illustrate the difference, the massive difference in cultures and mindsets. Every culture has their advantages and their disadvantages. Every culture has their good sides and their bad sides. And my role in bringing all this discussion is that we realize that we as Africans realize that something needs to change. That we as Africans realize that something needs to change. Something needs to change. Again, if you're following up, I don't want to see it. Leave an emoji in the chat. Just say something so I know that you are following up. Just say something so that I know that you are following up. Just say something so that I know that you are following up. Are we together? Just say something so that I know that we are following up. We need to normalize talking about these issues, okay? We need to normalize conversations surrounding mental health. We need to have safe spaces like secure. We need to have safe spaces. We need to have safe spaces. We need to come to a place where all the lies that we have believed about mental illness, we discard one by one, one by one. So whatever you have believed, you're not dramatic. Okay, if you're struggling, you're not dramatic. In our culture, people call burnout resilience. Somebody is burnt out, they call it resilience. Somebody is a people pleaser, they call it kindness. Somebody is emotionally immature, they say it's a man, it's a real man, it's a real man. You have people that in their you have people in their adult life that are dealing maybe with issues like anger and rage. Hurt people hurt people hurt people you know this thing called generational patterns, breaking generational cycles and generational patterns. In our African culture, we think that it's all about just something spiritual that you have to pray against. Generational patterns are not just about a certain curse that is being passed on from generation to generation. Say in a certain home, that some homes that maybe no girl gets married, there's some homes where the men every from generation to generation they always end up drunkards. There's some homes where the girls always maybe get pregnant before entering the home. There's some homes where you just see a pattern and a pattern and a pattern. But many times it is about mindsets, strongholds, mental strongholds that are being passed on from generation to generation. And until somebody stands up and says it ends with me, it's going to keep going on. Sometimes it's a culture of low self-esteem. Maybe the issue, the idea, the way it manifests itself in the physical is that the girls always get pregnant, for example. They always get pregnant before maybe they get into their home. Sometimes a culture of low self-esteem, a mindset, the home just has an unspoken culture of low self-esteem where girls just believe that they're not worthy of, they change, they're not worthy, they're not worthy. So one yeah guy just comes up to them and just like this before they know it, they are pregnant. And because they have not recognized that there is a system that is controlling their minds, they raise their children in that same culture. They raise their children in that same culture. Another culture of self-esteem, of low self-esteem grows. Those children again don't recognize that there is a culture, little lies that we are believing. It's a culture that is promoting low self-esteem. They raise their children in that same low self-esteem. And the manifestations are the same. Manifestations are the same generation after generation. And people think that it's just one random curse. It's not a random curse. You have to start working on your mind to. And that is what security is all about. We are raising a generation of people who will stand up and say, it ends with me. I'm not going to continue living in lies. I'm going to start believing the truth. I'm going to start learning the truth. And I'm going to start that whatever cycle, whatever pattern, it ends with me. And that is why hurts people. You see, our parents, many of them grew up in environments where they were abused and they call it discipline. In Africa, we call abuse discipline. A lot of this discipline that is going on is, hey God, it's serious abuse. But because we don't even realize it, we have believed lies so much so that when abuse is going on, you will see a father will wake up and spank the child like that, hit the child like that, the child will fly across the room. You tell me that is discipline? Which kind of discipline is that? That is abuse. But because our parents themselves grew up in that environment, that's all they know. That's all they know. Hurts people. That's all they know. They don't really know. They don't have a reality out of what they themselves grew in. So they grew up and they hurt us and they wound us in the same way. And if the cycle doesn't break, you think that you'll do differently. Many of us we vow to ourselves, I'll do things differently. The mistakes of my parents, I cannot make the same mistake. And and in the next module of secure, you're going to learn all that. The module that is starting on Monday, you're going to learn about the brain neuroplasticity, how those connections are formed. It is automatic. You are living out a life again that has been imprinted on you. You think that you're just living your life like that, like that. There are patterns, there are strongholds, there are mindsets that you have so deeply believed. You so deeply believed, and they have become like a truth to your mind. They are lies, but you believe them as truth, and they subtly control your life. Your actions are a reflection of your thoughts, of your beliefs. Your actions are a reflection of your beliefs, your core beliefs. What do you believe deep down within you? You think you know what you believe. You know, there's some beliefs that you can choose, okay? You can choose to be a Christian. You can choose to believe in God. You can choose your political views. Than me, I believe my own is that people democracy, or I'm a conservative. You know, if you're an American, you understand all those stuff. I'm a Republican. I'm a liberal. Stuff like that. You can choose your political views, but you know the beliefs that you cannot choose. Those ones that have been wired in you right from the start. And unless you do the deep work of unlearning those things, that those things that you have learned has been over years. It's not in one day that you learn things, the scripts that are guiding your life. It's not in one day. It's not in 1 year. It's not in 2 years. It's not in 5 years. It's not in 10 years that you learn those things. That's why I secure. When we start, I tell people, don't come here expecting a fix. I'm not going to say something, a magical thing, and your life is going to change like that. It's not a one off. You just come to secure, and then you are life you just change. All your problems will be instantly solved. No, insecure are creating a safe space where you can do the deep work. We are providing you with the resources, the knowledge, the information. But know that it is a work. You're going to do this work little by little, by little, by little. And this journey it's not a straight line. It's not, oh, I'm just going to be. That's not how healing is not one straight line. Healing is like this. You think you're going in front, you come back. You think you're going up, and you think you're taking 5 steps in front, and then before you know you're taking 10 steps back. You think you're going, you think of, yeah, like you think you think you've gone past this. Before you know it, you've come back. That's healing. That's just understanding like that. That's how it's going to be. It's going to be front and back. But overall, the overall picture is that you're moving forward little by little. Sometimes it might seem like you're coming back, you're failing, you're getting back into the old patterns. You might feel like you're getting back into the old patterns. That's part of the journey. That's how it's going to be. Put it in your mind like that. Unlearning the things that you have learned over years is not an automatic process. It's work. The Bible talks about the renewing of the mind. What the Bible is saying. The word of God acknowledges emotional trauma. The word of God acknowledges it. Jesus wept. You know, Elijah was depressed. After Elijah had dealt with Jezebel, you would expect was it Jezebel? Elijah had dealt with Jezebel. Elijah had called down fire against the prophets of Baal. You would expect that he would be. The guy became depressed after he had done those mighty things. Jezebel just made one small threat against him. He just said that, hey, my life has ended. This is someone that just brought down fire from heaven. This is somebody who brought down fire from heaven. But the small threat of one woman, Elijah started to run. Say, hey, who sent me? He's not believed that the God that brought down fire. Imagine, fire came down. But depression stepped in. A mighty man of God, mighty man of God was depressed. When God sent the angel to minister to him, the angel did not come and start talking. Say, hey, you are a man of God. How can you be in this situation? They came and first of all gave him food. Came and told him that rest. Elijah slept. Elijah ate. The angels not come to give him a lecture about how he should be more spiritual than this. You should be above this. You have been this Christian for how many years? I cannot believe that you will still be talking about depression and anxiety. God honored his mental health. Told him to rest. Rest. He slept. He ate. After he had chilled down, then he went on his journey. He went on his journey. The culture surrounding mental health in Africa can change with awareness. This is what this webinar is about. It's about raising awareness that what things can be different, that we have believed lies for too long. I believe some of this for way, way, way too long. And also put in your mind the realization, the awareness The next time that you hear somebody make a remark about somebody's mental health, you'll be able to pause and say, this is not right. You'll be able to even contribute and say, hey, no, mental health is actually valid. Let's be supportive to each other. Let's check in with other people. Let's check in with people. Let's check in. We can do better. The next time you're in a situation where people are ignorant, you can contribute your voice. You can say something. That's what this webinar is about. Mental health in Africa can resurrect. It can come back to life. Mental health in Africa can come back to life. Mental health in Africa can come back to life. I really believe that the time will come. The way in olden days, because of the knowledge, because of the level of knowledge that people had at that time, there are even some men of God that will not. There are some people. I'm not seeing the chat again. I don't know if it's me. But there were some people who would not even give medicine to their children. The child is sick, and then they'll say, no, we'll pray, we'll only pray. Or or people would not go to the hospital. There was maybe a concept around people going to the hospital. There was a stigma around people going to the hospital. And now we've moved past that. The level of knowledge has changed, right? Knowledge has come, awareness has come. Now you know that it's not a sin to give somebody medicine. It's not a sin to take medicine. It's not a sin to go to the hospital. It's not a bad thing. It's not a white man thing. It's a helpful thing that God has blessed people with the knowledge for. I really believe that a time will come. A time will come, even in Africa, where we will look back and say, in those days when somebody will have a mental issue and then we'll just neglect it. Thank God for knowledge. A time will come when we look back on this era where the knowledge surrounding mental health is so limited. I can't see the chat anymore. I don't know if it's me. A time will come when the knowledge surrounding mental health will no longer be so limited, and then we'll look back and be like, in those days when we're neglecting mental health, thank God for knowledge. Thank God for growth. But it takes you and I. Okay? It takes you and I. All of us have gone through the form of trauma. I don't know. I just want to be sure that I'm not speaking alone. Can somebody just write in the chat if you can get me? Because the chat has disappeared. I can't see anybody's comments. The comments that were here, I can't see them anymore. Let me just confirm. If you can write something in the chat, I'll be really glad. Just so I know that I'm not having any technical issues. All of us have experienced a form of trauma. All of us have experienced a form of trauma. And we must learn to validate the experiences that we have had. It starts there, okay? It starts there. Validate the experience that you've had. I've also said you should stay in the experience that you've had. I've said allow yourself to first validate it and to experience it. Allow yourself to say, this happened to me. It was not normal. Acknowledge that it was not normal. Stop telling yourself that it was normal. And trauma is in all forms. For some people, it's in sexual abuse. For some people, it's in physical abuse. For some people, it's in emotional neglect. Do you know that emotional neglect is a form of trauma? Growing up, there was never any real connection. Maybe with your parents, it was only provision. Maybe your parents were emotionally unavailable. That is trauma. A child needs emotional connection. Emotional connection is crucial to a child's development. So trauma sometimes comes in the form of emotional neglect. And it shows up later in life. You just don't know how to appear in social situations. You don't really know what a good relationship with somebody looks like. You don't really, it seems like an abstract thing to you. It seems like an abstract thing to you. Because you don't really know what a proper relationship, not even just romantic, just not even just romantic relationships, even just ordinary you don't really know what it looks like. So it starts to validate the trauma. Take out time. This is the assignment I'm giving everybody. Unlearn those lies that said it's just normal. What is there? So they did this to you, and so what? Move past it. Unlearn. Those are lies. Unlearn it. Okay. Allow yourself to experience and acknowledge that this happened to me and it was not right. This happened to me and it was not normal. Validate your experience. Validate your experience. Mourn it. Mourn the childhood that you never have. Mourn, mourn your innocence. If it was sexual abuse, mourn the innocence that was taken away from you. No, mourn the scars, no, that were given to you, maybe through physical abuse. Sit down. Sit down with all what happened to you. Sit down with your experiences and allow yourself to grieve them, to mourn them, to acknowledge them. This is the way you're reparenting yourself. We'll talk more about this in the course. But there is a concept of healing your inner child and reparenting yourself. Yes, your childhood might have been so and so and so and so, but as an adult, you have the opportunity to reparent yourself and to treat yourself the way you never got to be treated. But it has to start with you acknowledging. It has to start with you acknowledging that this happened to me and it was not right. This happened to me and it was not right. This happened to me, and you grieve it, you mourn it, you acknowledge it, and then we're going to rise up from there. But first, take the time to silence those voices that say it was normal, to silence those voices that say if other people could endure it, then who are you not to endure it? If other people could go through it, if other people could go through it, then who are you not to go through it? Those little voices are lies. You are not other people. You are you. You are unique. You have a specific experience. Others might have gone through. You don't know how it affected their lives. You know, the effects of trauma are not written on the person's forehead. It's not written there. Not the way what they went through is tampering with their destiny right now. Everybody appears fine online. Everybody says I'm fine. When ask someone how are you, doesn't everybody say I'm fine? Is there anybody? Everybody says I'm fine. Nobody sits. But when you sit down with somebody for you and you ask them for you know that really they're not fine. But automatic response, how are you? I'm fine. How are you? I'm fine. How are you? I'm fine. It's automatic. The effects of trauma are not written on anybody's forehead, but you have to silence those lies. Silence those lies. Write it down. If you need to write it down and grieve. Grieve the experience you never had, the childhood you never had. Grieve what you cannot have back. Grieve it. Acknowledge it. You need to validate yourself. If nobody else will validate you, validate yourself. Validate your experience. Validate your experience. Validate your experience and say, this happened, this happened, this happened. I was emotionally neglected. They might not have done it intentionally. It's not about blame. You're not blaming anybody. As I said earlier, some people hurt people, so that they don't realize this what's happening. Other people realize that some people that are so evil. Like who intentionally traumatize you, but other people who are not aware of what is happening, they are simply also living out the script that was imprinted on them. Okay. So this is not about blame. This is not about blaming people. This is about validating your experience. The first step in healing is naming your name and validating it. Validating it. Validating it. Secondly, you need safety. There is no healing without safety. There is no healing without safety. There is no healing without safety. That's one of the reasons why secure exists. Because you have a space where it's safe. You might go into this animals in this situation, you might go into that experience, you might go there and then you feel unsafe because nobody really understands, nobody validates you. But you can come back to secure and be like, you know what, this is a place where I can be myself. People understand what I'm talking about. Everybody needs there is no healing. Healing doesn't exist without a resource of safety. You need at least one place or one person with whom you can go. You can go back to that person, you can go back to that place and be like, okay, before you go back and face all what's happening outside. You need that one person or that one safe space. It's just like in say a strong woman, the women will go out and conquer the world. I'm coming here, I'm showing up, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Morning to night, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. But because I'm facing this problem, I'm facing that problem. But because I know at the end of the day, I'll go back to my husband. I'll go back to my husband and be like, and then you pamper me, you cuddle me, you say, I'll be soft to him. I'll go out and face the world. I'll be claiming strong woman, doing this, doing that, doing this. And then it's because I'll go back to a place where I'll be recharged. I'll be safe. It's not about him fixing anything. It's not about the things that not about some specific thing. It's just about him being a place where I can come back to and feel safe and feel safe and feel safe. There are other things called resources. We're going to be talking about them in the module that is starting on Monday. I'm going to teach you, or not me, my amazing team member Sandra. I'm going to be talking about what you can do when you're in an acute situation, maybe of anxiety, of depression, where you just feel unsafe, where your nervous system is just going haywire. Practical exercises that you can do to calm yourself down. Okay, the chat is back. I was not seeing the chat that suddenly appeared back. Practical exercises that you can do to calm yourself down again. We're going to talk about all that. Again, this is not going to be a one-time thing. It's a journey. It's a journey of unlearning. Your nervous system has absorbed so much. So when people even talk about this thing not being real, it is scientifically proven. There are experiences that are your nervous system has absorbed them. Sometimes you find yourself in situations that are because you had an experience or experiences or patterns earlier on in your life where you learned that maybe speaking up is unsafe. You spoke up and they shouted at you, they shut you down. Your mind has registered, your nervous system has absorbed it, that speaking up is associated with danger. So that sometimes that you're in situations, even as an adult, you're in situations where there's no danger. You're even in a friendly environment. They just like, can you share? Nelly, can you share your opinion on this? Your heart starts making, you just become scared. You have an disproportional reaction because your nervous system has already learned that speaking up is associated with danger. So even when there's no actual danger, you enter into flight, into fight and flight. Those of you who are scientists, you know fight and flight mode. There's what they also call freeze mode, where you just freeze. You're not really able. And freeze mode sometimes it is emotional. Those scientists understand what I'm talking about. There is a flight mode. We're in danger. The flight and the fight, right? The reaction, the fight and flight reactions when you're in danger. Adrenaline comes up, and sometimes it is freeze. Even emotionally, you're just frozen. You're just frozen. There's no reaction from you. It's a response to danger. You feel unsafe. So emotionally, you just no response. You don't want to have to deal with the issue, so you just numb out. You disconnect. Many of you, hey, this thing called religion and the way religion has been weaponized in Africa. I'm going to say it again. I love Jesus. I believe relationship with God. Jesus is my life. But in our culture, it has been weaponized a lot. Some people are experiencing numbness, dissociation from their reality because they don't want to have to deal with trauma. As a reaction to their trauma, they dissociate from them and they're calling it peace. You're experiencing numbness. But because you're spiritual, you think that is peace, the peace of the Lord, not the peace of the Lord. You're in freeze mode. You're in freeze mode. You cannot deal with the issue. So you're dissociating yourself from the experience and you're saying that is a peace of the Lord. No, it's not any peace. No, not any peace. Not any peace. Some of us are experiencing serious people pleasing issues and we're calling it kindness. Yeah, I'm a very kind person. I'm a very kind person. You don't have you overwork yourself. Even when you have to say no, your schedule is already full. But somebody will ask you for something, you will say yes. You don't have money, but somebody will come and is manipulating you and extorting your money. You're only giving them because you are very kind. It's not kindness, it's people pleasing. Your motive is not the love of God. Your motive is fear. You are afraid of rejection. You are afraid of their reaction. So even when you don't have, even when you're tired, you're always saying yes. Can you help me to do this thing? Can you help me to do that one? Can I borrow 500,000 from you? You don't have the ability to say no. You are calling it kindness. It's not kindness. You have issues. You have issues you have to deal with. Hey God, may the Lord help us. You're overworking yourself. You don't know how to reject anything. It's not kindness. It's not kindness. Your motive is not the love of God. Your motive is you're motivated by fear, deep-seated fear of rejection, deep-seated fear of abandonment. True love is able to first acknowledge and be truthful. I don't have the capacity for this right now. I can't help you. I don't have money to lend to you. I have, I have to attend to my family. I have to get the money is already programmed, for example. Oh, I don't have the time on my schedule. That that's what truth does. You acknowledge that you don't have it. People pleasing lies. You don't have it, but you lie that you have. Because you don't want anybody to say anything bad about you. I feel like everybody's opinion. Kindness acknowledges the truth. I don't have. But in some cases, you know what? I can go out of my way to do it. You know what? I might not have, but maybe I can find a way to do it. Not because I'm afraid of you or of your reaction, of your opinion of me. It's not because I'm afraid of you. It's because I love you. I'm not motivated by fear. I'm motivated by love. I'm motivated by love. May God help us. May God help us. Many of us want to live in the supernatural. That's why we ignore depression. We think that depression is just low mood. Depression is not just low mood. There are different categories of there's minor depression, major depression. Depression is not just low mood. Depression is a mood disorder. And we don't acknowledge it. So many of us want to live above anxiety and depression. And we can. Okay, I'm not saying that we cannot, we can. But you have to first, if you're experiencing anxiety or depression, you have to first of all acknowledge it. You have to first acknowledge it. You don't live in the supernatural by denying the natural. You don't live in the supernatural. And now what many of us Africans are trying to do, we are trying to live in the supernatural by denying the natural, by living in denial of the natural. Operating in the supernatural comes to the person who is first of all acknowledges that I am operating in the natural realm and that I am human. And because I am human, I can now depend on God to operate in the supernatural. I don't skip stages. The person that wants to skip the natural, the acknowledgement of their natural human self is a person that is prideful. You want to equate yourself to God. No. You walk in the supernatural by first saying that, you know what? I am weak. God can only help the person who first acknowledges that they are weak and that they need help. But in Africa, we have been taught to live in denial of the fact that we need help. We have been taught to live in denial of the fact that we need help. We're out of time, guys. And I hope that we have learned a thing of two. We're going to wrap it up. I have my book, a journal, a daily journal called Journal of a Secure Girl that is now available. If you want it, please leave me a message. Maybe leave a comment here. If you're in the WhatsApp group, then you can just reach out to anybody in the team and you have your copy. Very affordable. It's going to help you in your walk with God. I'm telling you, I'm not against Christianity. My journal is a Christian devotional. Okay. Not a devotional, a Christian journal to help you have that true relationship with God, not just religion. Not just religion. Oh my God, Africans have talk of religion. What we need is relationship with God. Get my journal and it will help you in your relationship with God. It will help you develop that true relationship and you unlock identity that will help you in all these mental health issues. I remember in my quiet time with God, it was my quiet time with God that the Lord spoke to me and said, Daniela, you are big, and that's become a mantra and secure. You are breathtakingly beautiful, insanely intelligent, gifted genius. It was my quiet time with God. So quiet time with God is important. It is crucial. We'll get there if you're in the WhatsApp group. If you're not in the WhatsApp group and you want to join, please do reach out and you'll be added. Ladies only, and you'll be added. So relationship with God is crucial in this whole journey, not religion. Relationship, deep, genuine, intimate relationship with God is crucial. Crucial on this journey. So get my journal, reach out and you have it. Reach out and you have it. Reach out and make a purchase, and elevate your relationship with God, elevate it, take it to the next level. Thank you so much. I don't know if there are any questions. Honestly, I don't know if we should even take any questions. If you're not in the WhatsApp group, please join. All our questions will be taken there. Secure is running our self-esteem module. We are doing uh, exercises. We're having our teachings. We're having our lectures. We're having videos. It's a rich experience. Those who are here, who are in the group, can testify. But we're out of time. Okay, guys. Next week, same time, we're having another webinar with a member of my team. So stay tuned. Okay, stay tuned. We need to have conversations like this. We need to have conversations like this. We need to have conversations like this. Okay. If you have any questions, just reach out to me. Maybe leave a comment. I don't know. I'll try to. I think I'll leave this live up if that's possible. I'll leave it up. Just leave a comment and I'll be answering the comments. Leave a comment in the comment section. I'll be responding. If you're in the WhatsApp group, you can always reach out to me personally. You can reach out to anybody in the team and we'll answer your questions. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you so much for 61 minutes. This is showing me 61 minutes. Thank you so much for spending 61 minutes with me. Especially those of you who have stayed up till now. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you so much. Mental health in Africa will come alive again. There's nothing there that God cannot bring back to life. All right, guys. Bye bye.